Why is it that sending one email, folding a shirt, or making a phone call feels harder than climbing Everest? We put off the simplest stuff, not because we're lazy, but because our brains are running secret programs against us. Let's count down the 10 hidden reasons you procrastinate on easy tasks. Number 10. The micro mountain effect. Imagine staring at one dirty cup in the sink. 10 seconds, right? But your brain zooms in until it looks like Mount Everest. Psychologists call this task magnification, when your mind exaggerates small jobs into impossible challenges. Suddenly, washing one dish feels like scrubbing the entire Great Wall of China. The longer you put it off, the bigger the mountain looks. It snowballs from just one plate to, well, now the whole kitchen is a disaster. I'll do it tomorrow. That's why we'll happily binge 10 hours of TV but avoid a 2-minute chore. Your brain doesn't hate effort. It hates the feeling of overwhelm, even when the overwhelm is fake. The micro mountain effect tricks you into waiting until you feel ready. But spoiler, the mountain only grows. Number 9. The 2-minute terror. You'd think short tasks are easier to knock out, right? Wrong. The very simplicity of easy tasks is what makes them terrifying. Big projects give you cover. You can blame lack of resources, lack of time, or even the team. But a 2-sentence email, a quick phone call, there's nowhere to hide. If you mess it up, it feels like failing at breathing. Something so basic you should never stumble over. That embarrassment hits harder than failing at something complex. So instead of tackling it, we stall. Answering a text, calling a doctor, paying a bill, none of it is difficult, but each feels uncomfortably personal. And here's where the brain plays its cruel trick. The longer you delay, the worse it feels. What started as hesitation mutates into shame. Now it's not just, I should reply, it's been 3 days, now it's rude. They'll think I don't care. The tiny task sprouts fangs, and suddenly you'd rather scroll TikTok for an hour than face it head on. The irony is brutal. The smaller the task, the bigger the fear. Procrastination here isn't about laziness, it's about vulnerability. Easy tasks demand accountability, and our brains would often rather avoid that spotlight than risk looking foolish over something too easy to mess up. Number 8. Endurance illusion. We glorify grinding, bragging about all-nighters, powering through non-stop like productivity is a badge of honor. But science says otherwise. After 90 minutes of continuous work, your brain makes as many mistakes as if you'd stayed up all night. And here's the twist. You feel like you're performing better. It's drunk karaoke logic. The worse you get, the more confident you feel. That's why you find yourself rereading the same sentence 47 times, convinced you're working hard. Your brain isn't lazy, it's exhausted and begging for recovery time. But instead of listening, we push harder, thinking breaks our weaknesses. The result? You procrastinate. Not because you don't care, but because your brain is staging a silent protest. Even machines need cool-down time or they overheat and crash. So if you keep treating your brain like a marathon runner when it's really a sprinter, procrastination becomes inevitable. Number 7, the delay drain. Every time you put off a task, your brain secretly opens another background app. That bill you haven't paid? Open. That call you haven't made? Open. That laundry mountain in the corner? Open. Scientists call this the Zeigarnik effect. Your mind can't let go of unfinished business, which means every undone chore quietly drains your mental battery, even while you're watching Netflix. That's why you can feel tired after a day of doing nothing. Your brain has been juggling invisible tabs all day. And here's the kicker. The drain doesn't stop when you sleep. Those nagging thoughts pop up at 3 a.m. reminding you of the thing you swore you'd do tomorrow. The energy cost of procrastination is often bigger than the cost of just doing the task. It's like leaving 50 apps running on your phone until the battery dies. Procrastination isn't free. It's an energy tax. Number 6, perfectionist prison. Here's the cruel irony. Perfectionists procrastinate the most. Why? Because an easy task feels too risky to do badly. Your brain whispers, "Don't start until you can do it properly." But properly never arrives. It's like refusing to cook dinner because you don't have Gordon Ramsay's knives. The task isn't hard. It's the pressure you pile on top of it. That pressure builds bars around you until you're stuck in a perfectionist prison, staring at the task but never moving. Every delay feels safer than starting imperfectly. And yet, the longer you wait, the more your fear grows. It's a self-reinforcing loop. The task feels scarier. You delay, delaying makes it scarier. You're not procrastinating because you're careless. You're procrastinating because you care too much. The escape? Realize that done badly beats never done. But telling a perfectionist that is like telling a cat not to chase laser dots. It sounds simple, but it takes rewiring. Number 5, the gripe ghoul. Every time you complain about a task, I hate cleaning. Emails are the worst. Why is laundry endless? You're tossing snacks to the gripe ghoul. This little imaginary monster lives in your brain, and every gripe you mutter makes it stronger and hungrier. Neuroscientists explain it as neural pathways. The more you repeat a thought, the deeper the path gets. Soon your brain doesn't even think about it. It just defaults to negativity the same way a hiker automatically chooses the most worn-down trail through the woods. Once that path is built, complaining feels easier than actually doing the thing. But it's not just mental laziness, it's physical too. Each complaint triggers stress hormones that put your body into mini fight or flight mode. You burn energy before you've even lifted a finger. Then, add in the contagious part. Thanks to mirror neurons, one complaint spreads like wildfire. Before you know it, a whole room is grumbling about something nobody's even started yet. The fix? Catch yourself mid-gripe and flip the script. Find one small positive. At least once this is done, it's off my plate. That tiny reframe is like garlic to this vampire. Stop feeding the gripe ghoul, and suddenly you'll have energy to act instead of whine. Number 4, digital duels. Ever spent hours locked in a pointless comment war online? One second you're just checking Twitter, and the next you're writing a manifesto about pineapple on pizza at 2 a.m. Your brain can't tell the difference between a real fight and an online one, so it pumps out stress hormones as if you're facing a lion. Heart racing, palms sweating, all while you're sitting perfectly still. It's like running a marathon without leaving your chair. These digital duels don't just waste time, they torch your energy reserves. And the worst part? You never win. Arguing with trolls online is like playing chess with a pigeon. It'll knock over all the pieces, poop on the board, and strut like it won anyway. Meanwhile, your to-do list sits untouched. Procrastination thrives when your brain is fried from fake battles. So the next time you feel the urge to clap back online, ask yourself, is this really worth delaying my actual life? Number 3, the bitterness battery. Old grudges are like background apps quietly draining your emotional battery. Every time you replay that argument from 5 years ago, your brain doesn't just remember it, it relives it. Stress hormones surge, your heart rate jumps, and suddenly folding laundry feels like pushing a boulder uphill. Scientists have even found that bitterness can raise blood pressure, weaken your immune system, and wreck your sleep. You're lying in bed, wide awake, not because laundry is hard, but because your mind is stuck rerunning The Betrayal of 2018, like a bad TV rerun you can't switch off. Here's the cruel twist. The person you're mad at, they've probably moved on. They're out there enjoying their life while you're sitting with a drained battery, too tired to deal with even the smallest chores. It's like leaving malware running on your computer long after the hacker has left. You're the one still suffering. The only way to reclaim your energy is to hit force stop. Delete the grudge app. Not for them, for you. Because the longer you let bitterness eat up your bandwidth, the less you have for the present. The truth is, the only person suffering from the bitterness battery is you and your mountain of undone tasks. Number 2, packed panic. Look at your calendar. If it's wall-to-wall meetings, endless commitments, and quick catch-ups that aren't quick at all, congratulations. You've engineered procrastination without realizing it. When your brain sees zero white space, it panics. Even the simplest task, like replying to a text or rinsing a cup, suddenly feels impossible. It's like trying to park a car in a lot crammed tighter than a can of sardines. No matter how small the car, there's just nowhere to squeeze it in. When you're this overbooked, your body doesn't treat it like productivity. It treats it like danger. Stress hormones flood your system, your blood pressure ticks upward, and your focus fractures into 1,000 tiny shards. Suddenly, things that should take 5 minutes feel like climbing Everest in flip-flops while carrying groceries. The cruel twist? You're not lazy. You're not undisciplined. You're simply running on survival mode. And survival mode is terrible for getting things done. And here's the irony. By cramming in more, you actually accomplish less. The fix isn't a new app or another productivity hack. It's white space. Downtime isn't indulgence, it's fuel. Think of it as plugging your brain into a charger. Without it, procrastination becomes your default setting. You're not a smartphone that can run indefinitely on low power mode. You're a human being. And humans need gaps to breathe. Number 1, the yes leech. Here's the king parasite, the yes leech. Every time you say yes, covering someone's shift, helping with homework, running one quick errand, a tiny leech latches onto your energy. On their own, they don't feel dangerous, but stack a dozen of them together, and suddenly you're dragging yourself through the day with zero strength left for your own priorities. My friend Anna used to be a human vending machine, babysitting every weekend, organizing office parties, helping friends move furniture at 2 a.m. If someone asked, she showed up. At first, it felt noble, almost heroic, like she was the glue holding everyone's world together. But over time, those little yeses multiplied like rabbits. She was exhausted, cranky, and her own life turned into a pile of half-finished chores. The yes leech is sneaky. It doesn't bite with teeth. It bites with guilt. It whispers, "You're the only one who can do this. They'll be disappointed if you say no. Don't you want to be helpful?" But here's the hard truth. You're not a 24/7 service desk, and every yes to someone else is secretly a no to yourself. The cure? The magic word number. It isn't selfish, it's survival. Saying no is like vampire repellent. It keeps your energy where it belongs, on your own goals, your own health, your own peace of mind. Because if you keep letting yes leeches multiply, procrastination doesn't just win, it becomes your permanent lifestyle. So why do we procrastinate on easy tasks? It's not laziness, it's micro mountains, 2-minute terrors, perfectionist prisons, gripe ghouls, and yes leeches draining us dry. Your brain isn't broken, it's just hijacked by hidden forces. The trick is spotting them. Once you know the enemy, you can fight back. Start small, wash the 1 cup, send the 2-line text, take the 5-minute break. Every action is a crack in procrastination's armor. And remember, procrastination doesn't disappear overnight, but neither do mountains. They shrink 1 step at a time. So take that step today. That's all for now. If this hit home, don't procrastinate. Hit subscribe, drop a comment about which hidden reason got you the most, and I'll see you in the next one.